DVB Digital Fast.
Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim says his government will not put any Myanmar refugee lives at risk. This statement comes after he said Myanmar had agreed to accept 5,000 Rohingya refugees living in Malaysia. Anwar gave no specific details about when the refugees would be returned or whether the 5,000 Rohingya had agreed to leave Malaysia. Pacific Farouk is a Rohingya educator and volunteer living in Kuala Lumpur.
The Rohingya are here just for the safety and the security, and we are just here temporarily. When the situation in Myanmar is okay and stable, then we will go back to Myanmar. Or if any other countries, any other third country is receiving the Rohingya, then the Rohingya will be going over there as well. So the Rohingya are here only for the temporary purpose for a few years, and we are not here for forever.
Kan apa yang dipanggil sebagai host country agreement. Kita tak ada agreement apa-apa.
Malaysia's Foreign Minister Mohamad Hasan called for an investigation into the work of the UN Refugee Agency.
Ataupun mereka tak boleh buat itu dan ini.
His deputy said Malaysia was planning to return 5,000 Myanmar nationals held in immigration detention centers. Malaysia has not clarified whether those detained Myanmar nationals are the same Rohingya refugees mentioned by the Prime Minister.
To prevent Malaysia from bearing the burden of refugee management.
At first, when I came here, things were okay, and luckily I met with good people, and at first I feel very welcome, but recently now things are not fine.
Following the February 2021 military coup in Myanmar, Malaysia returned more than 1,000 Myanmar nationals. This occurred despite a court order halting the operation. Human rights organizations said registered refugees were among those deported. The latest announcement has raised questions among refugees living in Malaysia. Rights groups say the return of 5,000 Rohingya may not be voluntary. The Rohingya have been denied citizenship in Myanmar, with many confined to camps. In Rakhine State, they face restrictions on movement, healthcare, and education. The UN states that the Rohingya are the world's largest stateless population.
We have to flee here because the situation back in Myanmar is not safe, and we face the genocide under the Myanmar government, and now is the Khan Army. They have also start doing the same thing that the military has done. These people are fleeing wherever they can. They have to know that we are coming here just to survive and just to stay safe.
The announced deportations come as Malaysia restructures its refugee management system. As a non-signatory to the UN Refugee Convention, Malaysia treats all refugees as undocumented migrants. The government has begun implementing its own registration program, known as the Refugee Registration Document, or DPP. Many people fleeing conflict and persecution in Myanmar cannot obtain passports or other official travel documents. Some travel to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia to apply for UNHCR protection.
Long lines of people desperate for help.
Human rights defenders in Malaysia say suspending refugee registration could leave many people without any form of ID.
Melalui DPP, kerajaan dapat mengurus data dengan lebih...
Malaysia says its new program is a more structured way to verify identities and monitor refugees.
Individuals are registered and to prevent future illegal immigration. Malaysia will also continue.
အဲ့လိုအနေထားမှာမြန်မာတွေအနေနဲ့တရားဝင်နေထိုင်ခြင်းပြင်မဲ့တရားဝင်နေထိုင်ခွင့်ကမရ
Myanmar people want to live legally, but they cannot obtain legal status in Malaysia. That's why they apply to the UNHCR as refugees. If that route is blocked, people fleeing Myanmar will lose all remaining hope.
လူတွေပေါ့နော်ဒီလိုလူတွေတော့မျှော်လင့်ချက်တော်မဲ့သွားတာပေါ့ဗျာ
Some asylum seekers from Myanmar have been waiting years for a UNHCR registration interview. Myo Myo, not her real name, is a former civil servant who joined Myanmar's civil disobedience movement after the 2021 coup. She applied to the UNHCR in Malaysia in 2024, but is still waiting for an ID card.
Whenever I hear news about immigration raids, I am afraid to sleep at home. Sometimes I have to hide somewhere else. I also have an 11-month-old baby. If I am arrested and sent back to Myanmar, I am afraid because I am a CDM member. I would not be treated like an ordinary citizen upon return to Myanmar.
Malaysia launched its DPP program in January. Its initial phase focuses on refugees held at immigration detention centers. Applicants are interviewed and government-appointed committees determine whether they will be recognized as refugees. Malaysia says the program will be a more controlled refugee management system. But rights groups say important safeguards have not been clearly explained. These include confidentiality, personal data protection, and the right to appeal. The system collects biometric data and other sensitive personal information. Some Myanmar refugees fear this could put them or their relatives at risk. All of this comes amid increased pressure on Rohingya refugees in Malaysia. On July 27th, Malaysian authorities detained more than 100 Rohingya outside the UNHCR office in Kuala Lumpur. The group had traveled from Penang State after being evicted from their homes. They had gathered outside the UNHCR office seeking assistance. Police said all of them possessed valid UNHCR documents and were released after the documents were reviewed. Rohingya refugees have also faced increasing online hate speech, misinformation, and harassment. At least 9 community schools serving Rohingya children have closed because of safety concerns.
So many kids, they cannot come to a school, and most of the school are also off, and people are always afraid to go out of their home. They cannot work properly, and because so many Malaysians are showing their concern, so that's why the authorities have also become very active, and they are also arresting the people, and especially now the learning center are affected. Most of the learning center got raided, and that's why this learning center have been off for weeks.
Refugee children cannot attend Malaysia's public schools and must instead depend on informal community learning centers. 215,600 refugees and asylum seekers are registered with UNHCR in Malaysia, with 194,000 from Myanmar. This includes at least 126,000 Rohingya. With rising online hate speech and possible forced deportations, refugees in Malaysia are facing a difficult decision. Remain in Malaysia or return to the perilous fate they escaped. For DVB English News, I'm Nora.